2 of our coverage here on 45 TV at the Minnesota State Boys Basketball Tournament at Target Center begins with the single A semifinals. Game 1, the top seed Minneapolis North taking on the 5 seed from Springfield. Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, I should say, a couple minutes after noon. Chris Long with you here at our courtside studio at Target Center, joined as always by Leah B. Olson and Trent Tucker. Leah, the Springfield Tigers, set them up for us.
Well, Coach Larson told me before the game that no one in the state of Minnesota thinks he can win this game or his team has a chance. So he told his kids, no pressure on us whatsoever. We have 3,000-point scores. If we can keep them out of the paint, we have a chance.
Minneapolis North has been here before. They are the defending champions, Trent Tucker.
Well, it's a team that likes to play fast with pressure defense. You know, Larry McKenzie has done a very good job of turning this program around. And when you talk about what the school was about 4 years ago, about 68 students, now up to about 400, great leadership across the board. It starts with the principal, Sean Harris-Berry, athletic director Leo Lewis, and with the head coach Larry McKenzie. So the turnaround has been almost completed for the North High School Polars.
Larry McKenzie, who came into the tournament 15-1 all-time in state tournament play. Here's how North got to the semifinals. They beat Red Lake 93-46. Odell Wilson had 21 points, 11 rebounds. Isaac Johnson had 20 points. Trent, we expect Isaac Johnson will have a big role today.
Oh, for sure. And he's the guy that stirs the strength, you know, for the North Polars. But this is a completed basketball team. They're going to look to push the pace as quickly as they can. They look to force turnovers to see if they can get into transition to get some easy baskets.
And that was Isaac Johnson right there. Leah, as for Springfield, they beat Neva 73-65. Isaac Fink, 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. He is the guy that makes the Tigers go.
Yeah, he is a great player, 6'3" sophomore, but he does have some help from Tanner Vogel and Cale Mendry.
The defending champs, Minneapolis North, taking on Springfield, who won it in 2011, the first class single A semifinal. Coming up next on 45 TV.
You know, Chris touched on the domination of North in tournament play, and Larry McKenzie particularly as a coach. Kevin, let's talk a bit about this basketball squad.
Yeah, it's can anybody play with this team? They've got so much talent. They got the tournament experience, defending champs. It's going to be an interesting ball game, no question about it.
Let's take a look at the players that you think we should be keeping our eye on this afternoon.
Well, let's start with Minneapolis North. Odell Wilson, the fourth. Dave, 6'7", junior. List him at 190 pounds. He's a little heavier than that. Low post player, physical, loves to rebound, had 21 and 11 in the quarterfinals yesterday. On the other end for the Tigers of Springfield, Isaac Fink, 6'3" sophomore guard. Yesterday had an excellent game, 20 points, 10 boards, 6 assists. For a young fella, he can do many things, and it's going to be interesting to watch his performance here this afternoon.
The players to watch are brought to you by Mills House. Try it out at the house.
The defending champs from Minneapolis North, the 2011 champs from Springfield will play for a spot in the single A title game. Let's meet the teams with Jim Burns.
Fans, good afternoon. The city of Minneapolis and the Minnesota State High School League welcome you to the 105th Boys State Basketball Championship Tournament. Our upcoming semifinal matchup comes your way in Class A and features the champions of Section 4 with a record of 30-2. Please welcome the Minneapolis North Community High School Polars. And the champions of Section 2 with a record of 28-2, the Springfield High School Tigers. Fans, at this time, please let me have your attention as we introduce the teams and starters for the state tournament semifinal matchup. First, I would like to introduce the reserves for Minneapolis North. Junior guard, number 1, Zion Sanford. 7th grade guard, number 3, Trey Holloman. Senior guard, number 5, Marquise Holloman. Sophomore guard, number 11, Glenn Carter. Junior center, number 13, Zakai High. Sophomore guard, number 20, Elijah Campbell. Senior forward, number 21, Jameer Jackson. Junior center, number 34, Decoy Hines. And sophomore forward, number 44, Armin Dalton. The Minneapolis North reserves. And now let's meet the reserves for Springfield. Sophomore forward, number 3, Elijah Kirstein. Sophomore forward, number 5, Mitchell Leonard. Sophomore guard, number 11, Jordan Kleekper. Senior forward, number 13, Noah Bertram. Freshman guard, number 15, Decker Scheffler. Senior forward, number 32, Alex Quisenberry. Senior forward, number 33, Joe Peschel. Freshman forward, number 41, Mitchell Berkeley. Sophomore forward, number 43, Hunter Mathowitz. And freshman forward, number 45, Curtis Tower. The Springfield Tiger Reserves. And now, fans, let's meet today's starting lineups, alternating by team. For Minneapolis North, at a guard, a 6'3" junior, number 15, Taylor Johnson. For Springfield, at a guard, a 6'3" sophomore, number 23, Isaac Fink. For Minneapolis North, at a guard, a 6'5" senior, number 35, Isaac Johnson. For Springfield, starting at a forward, a 6'3" senior, number 35, Brandon Block. For Minneapolis North, starting at center, a 6'6" junior, number 32, Odell Wilson IV. For Springfield, starting at a forward, a 6'6" junior, number 31, Andrew Beckham. For Minneapolis North, starting at a guard, a 6'2" senior, number 4, Jaquan Sanders Smith. For Springfield, starting at a guard, a 6'2" junior, number 21, Tanner Vogel. And for Minneapolis North, at a guard, a 5'10" sophomore, number 12, Nasir El-Amin. And for Springfield, at a guard, a 6' senior, number 25, Cale Mendering. For Minneapolis North, the assistant coaches are Tyler Slick, Michael Shelton, and Sherman Patterson. The head coach of the Polars is Larry McKenzie. And for Springfield, the assistant coaches Adam Meyer, Alex Fink, and Mike Vogel. The head coach of the Tigers is Lance Larson. Fans are officials for this morning's semifinal matchup. From Brainerd, Brad Amundsen. From Rosemont, Kevin Britt. And from Virginia, Kyle Lampa. And now, fans, we ask that you please rise. Under the direction of Steven Seberg, please join the Springfield High School Band as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Section 2 getting an opportunity to play Section 4 here in A basketball in Minnesota. Springfield's Tigers have been to the big dance before and taken home the prize back in 2011. North, of course, winning it last year here, Kevin. So we're looking forward to this. A lot of anticipation. Let's check the starting lineups brought to you by Education Minnesota, the voice for professional educators and students.
Well, North they've played a good schedule. I mean, that's going to be they're tested, they're confident. We talked about how De La Salle has a swagger and a confidence about them, as they should, winning 5 titles in a row. They're going to play for another tomorrow, but North is kind of in the same boat. You got some superior athletes out here. Springfield, they got to hang close. They can't afford to get down huge right off the bat, Dave. That's going to be important. Get off to a good start. Try to keep it close here in the first half.
Tournament action underway here at the Target Center. North has the ball right away and take it down in a hurry and launch that first shot. And it's a 3 from Isaac Johnson to kick off the game.
He's a good all-around player. 6'5", 6'6", 180 pounds, senior.
Block. North down in a hurry. There he is once again. Takes it with one hand and puts it up. Isaac's got 5. Springfield yet to score as we just get underway here at Target Center. And out on the top, that's Isaac Fink. We'll talk a bit about him. He's a talented young man trying to get some opening, and you can see they're not going to try giving him a ton of space. But that's North's defense, Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to pressure, although I'm a little surprised they're not denying a bit more to start this ball game. But Springfield looks like their offense, just a few seconds into this game, they look like they can handle a little bit of pressure.
Odell Wilson with the basketball. Quick outlet to Elamine, and then that 3 again on the way too much. Rebound, though, by the Polars. And coming down hard in a foul on Springfield. The keys to the game are brought to you by Greater Twin Cities Honda dealers. Kevin?
Well, North wants to play fast. Springfield does too, but North plays at a different level as far as speed. Dominate the glass. They got a size advantage for Springfield. If they can make some threes to spread out that North defense and keep those turnovers down, that's the key to this game. You're just going to feed into what North wants to do offensively if you just turn the ball over and they get steals every possession. So if you can keep your turnovers down and to keep this tight, we'll see where this goes.
Keys to the game are brought to you by Greater Twin Cities Honda. View aggressive lease and finance offers at GreaterTwinCitiesHondaDealers.com. Boy, just reaching over trying to steal that rebound, and North ends up with it. And the guy just missed the shot. Taylor Johnson puts it up, ends up with a 3-point play out of the deal. Quick passing by Springfield for the first bucket. Won't go, and the rebound, North denying any kind of rebound, and here they come. Taylor Johnson with the basketball high up into the air. Rebound by Springfield that time. A little trouble handling it underneath the basket. Now the outlet outside to Flock. And Brandon will deal it, and eventually in the corner, and the 3-pointer on the way. That time, Cale Mandarian gets the bucket. I'm just double-checking. That was a 3.
Nice ball movement from Springfield. That's going to work in their benefit if they can keep doing that. Look at Odell Wilson, though. He's a beast down in the block. He's just a tough matchup. He's such a big, strong kid. And, North has got that nice balance. You got the athletes, and then you got Odell Wilson doing his thing down in that low area.
Vogel trying to drive, draws a foul, and you could see Elamine was there trying to take the charge. And the call goes in favor of the Tigers of Springfield, the number 5 seed in this tournament. As you know, North number 1. We talked about it earlier.
Vogel with the dribble, penetration, getting into the lane, and foul by North. And Springfield keeps possession here.
One more time for Springfield. It'll come off the hands of Brandon Flock. He's a 6'3" senior. And it gets into the hands of Tanner Vogel. Vogel back out on top, and this is Fink. His 3 is launched. He's a great shooter, man. He's the all-time leading scorer at Springfield. Broke the mark this season.
As a sophomore, think of that, too.
But let's not waste time. Jaquan Sanders Smith down to hit a shot right away. So they answer that in a hurry. Fink, the give and go underneath, picked off, quick hands. Sanders Smith, double dribble. Kevin, here's the thing about, we have all seen North and how they can pile up about 83 points a game. Springfield scores the same amount of game, about 83 a game.
Yeah, I mean, going into this ball game, I kind of thought, well, Springfield, they want to play fast too. This is not just Minneapolis North against a team that's going to try to slow down. I mean, I think Springfield in a game like this, Dave, is an opportunity transition team. When it's there, go. A lot of times you can run against a team that wants to run. And when you can, and when it's necessary, slow it down.
There's a three by Mendering.
Yeah, nice stroke. 6-foot senior. Kind of found his opening there in the corner, and North is going to have to keep track of him. Look at a little zone defense here to kind of switch up what they're going to show Minneapolis North. That's a good idea, I think. A lot of teams, a lot of coaches like to do that now. Go to zone, go to man, play a 1-3-1, a little 2-3. It's just give that offense a different look.
Turnover on North. You know the call that you don't see very often anymore? 3 seconds in the lane. That doesn't get called a lot, does it?
Yeah,
we haven't seen one of those in this whole tournament yet.
I think you're right.
Welcome back to the first 1A semifinal game here at the Target Center, where it's not uncommon to see a couple brothers on a team here, but what you rarely see is a brother literally coaching his younger brother. We've talked about sophomore Isaac Fink, but what you don't know is that his brother Alex is an official coach of the team this year. Alex has spent the last 4 years playing baseball at Augustana, but he says since coming back, he and Isaac have grown even closer, even though he says he pushes Isaac more than anyone else on the team. And what makes this even cooler, Dave and Kevin, is that Alex was a junior on the 2011 Springfield team to win their school's first and only state title.
Yeah, thanks, Allie. Also got Mike Vogel over there, Adam Meyer, assistant coaches at Springfield. Travel on the Tigers.
Got to look at Mr. Fink right there, evaluating what's happening here early on in this ball game. There's Alex. Springfield has had a pretty good run of athletes. Back when I was in high school, Dave, a guy like Troy Rates, Tim Shively, good basketball players. They had a really big team, even though it's a small school. This front line went 6'6", 6'6", and 6'6". It's pretty impressive. Bigger than a lot of the suburban schools at that time.
Fink right to the hoop on the right arm is not going to go, and then the rebound. Boy, the tough boards for North. That pass is almost saved by Sanders Smith. Closed captioning brought to you by Touchstone Energy. Together we say. There's Jaquan. Good effort out there. He's a hustler, man. He's making some nice moves on both ends of the court here early. And there's Larry. Coach McKenzie.
Had a lot of success coaching Patrick Henry about 10 years ago, a little over 10 years ago, when his son Lawrence, he's one of my favorite all-time players in this state. He was a great shooter and point guard, went to Oklahoma, then transferred back to Minnesota.
Now in the entertainment business.
That's right. That's right.
Isaac Fink guarded by Isaac Johnson. And one Isaac.
Oh, beautiful.
On defense, one on offense. And the one on offense gets his 5th point.
Boy, a simple jab step, got into the lane, finished with the left hand. I'm really impressed with this young fella. Only a sophomore. Not surprised he's piling up the points quickly. Already a 1,000-point scorer.
North, the baseline jumper, hard rebound, and hauled down by Mendering. And his outlet over to Fink. And again, that's a nice matchup. Fink and Johnson out there. I like that one a lot. Into the ball game is Derek Scheffler. He wears number 15 for the Tigers of Springfield. And also in the ball game, Mitchell Berkeley. He's just a freshman in there getting some good state tournament time. Drive to the hoop off of the hands of Tanner Vogel.
Another nice little jab step. Drive into the paint and beautiful finish.
Odell to the hoop, fouled. He'll shoot a couple.
Yeah, let's watch Fink with almost like a little Euro step that a lot of players are using nowadays. And there's Tanner Vogel with the knifing move. I like what I've seen up to this point. I'm a little surprised, Dave, to start this ball game. I thought North would really try to play aggressive defensively. They're pressuring, but I think there's another level that they can get to that maybe we haven't seen yet here. But obviously North has had a lot of success from pressure defense and creating turnovers. Odell Wilson is kind of the big guy inside. He's a handful.
2 for Odell right there, pretty good. 58% shooter from the stripe. 100% so far in this game. 19-13, North at the lead. Springfield with the ball about 123 miles south of the Target Center, southwest. And Minneapolis North about 2 miles north of the Target Center. Chance to play each other here in the state tournament. Springfield with the bat. He held it too long.
Yep. Well, that was an instance where their defense really, once the player dribbled, picked up that dribble. Now he was kind of stuck. Now every defender for North is just harassing, and that was a good whistle, good call.
Well, there's a high arching three-pointer from Isaac Johnson. He's going to play next year out of Western Illinois. And a foul on North. That'll be on Sanders Smith. The 6'2 senior picks it up, trying to go for the steal. A 22-13 North lead right now. Look at this shot. I love this.
Brought some rain. Lots of arc on that shot, and that was a deep three, folks. That was an NBA range. I've seen North play a couple times. I saw them lose to Hopkins at Hopkins earlier, maybe a month ago, and he stuck some big threes in that game, and he was guarding Simon Wright, which is he's a pretty tough kid. That was a nice matchup to watch that night, but Isaac Johnson can play, David. It's not just offensively. He gets after it on the defensive end, too.
Look at that drive in that hoop by Fink that time. Quickly down. This is Isaac Johnson. Quick pass to the top into the ballgame is Sanford Zion. 6'1 junior. That's him. He wears number 1. Sanford with that basketball back to the right side. Another long bomb from the other side by Johnson. That one springs off of the iron over the backboard. Let's check out the most comprehensive sports show in the market. It's Minnesota Prep Spotlight, and it's on Sunday nights at 9:30 right here on 45 TV. Springfield Tigers with the basketball. They'll try the three-pointer. They've been successful in 3 of 5 of them prior to that shot. Rebound underneath for the Tigers. One more time, and this is a jump ball. Possession arrow will keep it in Springfield's possession.
Well, that's a good example of, I think one approach that Springfield needs to take in this ballgame if they want to keep this close and potentially win this game is if you get an offensive rebound and North converges on you, you don't have to, if you have an easy 2, will go up and score. Other than that, kick it out because that defense has collapsed. A lot of times those open shooters are ready to stick a 3, and that could be an opportunity, Dave, where you get some open looks against this North defense.
Long 3 there. Timeout on the court. 10:57 to go. First game is underway, and Minneapolis North leads by 7. A good idea for you tournament fans. You can log on now to prep45.com, and then you can order this or any of your favorite games. You can make the memories of your favorite athlete last a lifetime with your own DVD copy of Minnesota State high school tournaments, and it's all presented by Grand Stadium. There's the Polar. Uh-oh.
Looking hungry.
Itchy neck. Yeah, he did a little scratch going on there. There, all right, the Polar. No more scratching.
Polar plunge. You ever done that? Jump in the freezing lakes? Or
nor am I going to. From the corner, that 3, no good. Oh, Johnson, nice rebound underneath. Can't get it to drop, and trying to clear the boards out is Beckman. Mendering. Fink.
Nice pass.
No look underneath to Beckman. He's going to get that shot. Andrew Beckman is going to get a chance at 3.
Boy, Springfield has done a nice job early on in this game, just moving the ball, just trying to get the defense out of position, some backdoor cutting. And they should get some open shots. You move the basketball, the ball is going to move faster than any of the players on the defense. So you can get a defense out of position by just playing together and moving the basketball. The open guy gets the shot, and that's what Springfield has done up to this point.
In the hands of Elamine, back over to Sanders Smith. Picked up out there by Derek Scheffler. Isaac Johnson backing it up, and that's not going to go. Rebound Springfield, then from behind, a foul, and Jaquan Sanders Smith will pick up his second. early in this game. You know, it's interesting, boy, in the sectionals, Kevin, 120 in one game, 111 in another game. In the prelims before that, North scored 141. I mean, they can, if they get their running game going. Both these teams, though, again, they're kind of built the same a little bit as far as speed and as far as playing a lot of fast offense, because as we mentioned, they're both high averaging teams. Blocked by North's Odell Wilson. And here they come down with a 5-point lead. Johnson, cross court. Sanders Smith to the hoop.
Shot. Just kind of found that little daylight area in the zone and kind of went between the two defenders and hit a little runner. That's kind of good display of body control here. Well, yeah, sorry, Dave. That just kind of knifed in there, and you know, you get that by that over-the-top skip pass, gets the defense out of position, and he attacked quickly, and that was a nice shot, nice play.
I was going to say, Kevin, that Sanders Smith picked up his 3rd foul on that play. Pass right into that good defense, perfect position down there for Taylor Johnson, and takes it all the way down for his 5th point, and North extends their lead now to 7 here at Target Center in the State A Championship. Another pass picked off. And again, almost an instant replay. Deja vu, only this time he'll be fouled. You know, you mentioned this yesterday, and one little fake sometimes against a team like this can go a long ways for you.
Yeah, it's a skill. A pass fake is just a underutilized skill, especially against a quick team like North, and they're going to be trying. They just got a couple steals right here. A lot of times you just use that simple pass, just like learning how to shot fake. It's the same thing. Before a shot, you shot fake to get yourself open. It's like a pass fake, get the defense leaning, and then you might have an opportunity on the other side. I mean, that's just something that these kids need to learn more of. I think a pass fake can really be beneficial playing, especially against a pressure defense, against a defense that's quick like North. And if they do more of that, I think they're going to find a little bit more success.
Taylor Johnson with the fall that time. Ball be inbounded by Scheffler, the 6'1" freshman. And just in the game, that's Mitchell Berkeley. You see there coming in and going out and taking a break is Andrew Beckman. Scheffler, high pass down low, and right away in the game, Berkeley gets the pass and is fouled. And this will be on Elamine.
Not a ton of contact on that play. Elamine wasn't nice recognition there just to get the ball down there. Look at Elamine leaned forward a little bit with his arms, but for the most part he kind of walled up, and that could have been a no call.
Berkeley, another freshman out here. So they're going right to 2 freshmen, Kevin, early on in this game. Springfield not afraid to use those young guys at all. Berkeley in there misses his first shot. He's 6'1".
Get a look at Mitchell right there, 4 points average per season, and I'm sure he's one of those guys they'll be relying upon next 2-3 seasons.
11-point lead for North Polars. We're in half number 1. Ton of time to go. Still 9 minutes. Isaac Johnson on the fadeaway jumper. Too hard, but on the rebound, knocked out of bounds by the Polars. A little confusion down there. Good to have you with. I don't know where you're watching. Maybe you're down in the Goodyear area getting ready for your next game, up in the Lake Park Audubon area, up in the Red Lake area. Good to have you with here on 45 TV. Watching this ball game tonight. Winner gets to play, or today rather. Winner gets to play tomorrow. 11 o'clock, I believe, is the championship game tomorrow.
You're right.
Fink, nice drive to the hoop. Can't get it. Rebound battle for it. Wilson to Johnson driving. He's fouled.
Johnson might have traveled as he caught that pass, but it happened so quickly that the whistle wasn't blown, and then he kind of regathered himself right there, right at the beginning of the replay. Kind of shuffled his feet somewhat. I heard some moaning from the crowd behind me, hoping there'd be a whistle, but no whistle, and he gets to the basket, gets fouled, and he's a nice-looking player. I've liked him the last couple of years. I remember him last year having a good tournament as well, Dave.
Well, 6'6", he can play the guard spot as well as go inside, Kevin. And, good defensive player. There you can see his numbers. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, I like a lot of these kids that are like Isaac's size around this state. You know, maybe 20 years ago, 10 years ago, they were specialists. All these kids now embrace defense. They can play inside offensively. They can shoot the three. They can handle the ball. It's fun to watch the variety of skills that these kids that are between, say, 6'3" and 6'6", what they got now. They can do so many different things.
We're taking your tweets. Had some great ones last night. Keep them coming. Anytime you get a chance, a lot of photos coming in as well. So we'll look forward to that here on 45 TV as we watch Springfield having a conversation with their head coach, Lance Larson, a graduate out of Southwest Minnesota State, but he's been doing this for 13 years, has 226 wins. At Springfield, he has 185 wins. There's a good look at North. And they're coming back out here. Marcus Holloman. Taylor Johnson walking there. There's a shot of Cale Mendering.
I was thinking before this ball game here this afternoon, just how many, I mean, talk about a power program for decades. North, the great players that have played for Minneapolis North. I mean, it's just almost too many to name. Obviously, Khalid El-Amin, but go back to Brett McNeil was a Mr. Basketball. Ben Coleman was a great player. Dan Bannister, Derek Rubin, Cameron Taylor played at Wisconsin. I mean, it's an endless list of basketball talent. Very impressive. Tony Queen used to coach at North years ago, did a nice job. Robin Ingram. It's fun just to think about all these players that have gone through Minneapolis North and had success.
Tanner Vogel from the Tigers of the Tomahawk Conference, 16-0 this year in their conference run, and can't get the second one to drop. 31-19. Polars up in this first half. Johnson with the ball. They'll move it around. Wilson has it. He'll drive inside. Can't get it to fall. And a good follow by Odell Wilson.
That's one way that Minneapolis North really can kind of put the hammer down on you, is they'll take a shot and miss it, and then it's just offensive rebound, and they just dominate in second chance points. And I think up to this point, Springfield has done a pretty decent job at boxing out. How about Wyzetta last night, Dave, boxing out against Champlin Park? That was a clinic that they put on.
Yeah, that was impressive. The three-pointer, he's open for the look, and hitting it for his first three is Brandon Flock. And look at North come down. There's Johnson weaving through everybody, and the ball kicked around, scramble. Springfield has it. Tigers, Isaac Fink, boy, as you mentioned, Kevin, hard to believe he's just a sophomore. He's got some nice style to him.
Yeah, they got a variety of guys that can make threes. That's important. They have Fink kind of running the show at the point guard spot. A sophomore at 6'3", and they got some good weapons. I like this team.
Vogel gets the pass, and he's fouled by Sanford Zion. North football coach. It's Coach Adams right there. Yeah. He's had some nice players rolling through there. Pretty proud of that North logo.
Yeah, just talking about all these great players, and I mean, even guys like, you know, Jay Rundles and Ricky Hicks, Harlan Hill. I mean, it's endless amount of talent, and it'd be fun to get into a conversation and start listing all these North. And the girls program has had success through the years too, but kind of started with the boys basketball team.
Vogel had 15 in the quarterfinal victory. So far in this game, he has 5. Makes it a 33-24 game. Really no rhythm, Kevin. A lot of stoppages of play so far.
And I think that's going to benefit Springfield. They go into the zone, and North is showing some patience, but it changes the pace of the ball game, and I think that will help the Tigers as this game wears on.
Fink, look at that pass. And then a foul. No, a charge.
I believe that was going to be a charge on Fink as he made that little sweep behind the back pass. Watch this beautiful pass. And then he ran into the defender. That's where it happened.
Fan cam early here today, brought to you by 45 TV. Let's give you a little, you know, the adrenaline it flows a little bit this time of day. It usually takes a little bit of maybe nightfall or something, I'm not sure. But that's good for North. Springfield. Kids got it. Time of day. Oh, how about that? Superhero day.
Is that today?
Well,
I need to honor you then. You're kind of my superhero of my life.
We got to get you out more often. Johnson, quick pass to the right side, setting up the three. That's a look that he studied there. Taylor Johnson, man, he's going to make darn sure on that one. 36-24.
Nice calm stroke. Oh, a little half-court trap here in the zone defense. Interesting.
Oh, Art, sharp pass, draw the foul, put the shot. There an awful lot of that. We might look at some foul issues here by halftime, or at least early in the second half. That's Hines that picked that up, the 6'8" junior.
Well, Springfield has done a nice job, led by Fink. Isaac Fink has done a nice job of kind of finding the open guy, not turning it over a whole lot up to this point, and kind of picking apart the defense. And again, you know, you move the basketball through the pass, you can get defenses out of position. And, yeah, you attack teams that want to press you or trap you.
15 fouls in this game. And for Vogel now, he's 5 of 6. He's an 80% shooter, so I'm not sure you want to put him at the line too much. Wilson, now he'll be fouled from behind. And that foul will be on Decker Scheffler. Yep. Number 15. So let me give just a quick shout out to that band over there at Springfield here and played the national anthem. Steven Seaberg is the director. March 8th, they got a couple of superiors and an excellent awarded to the Springfield High School band at Red Rock Central and Laboratory, where they had the competition. But I want to give those kids credit. I know how hard they work in that band, and they were excited to be here today, so that's pretty cool. There's a lead pass now to Johnson, and he's going to bring it down the cylinder with some force.
Well, word on the street is my partner here was helping the band bring their instruments into the arena. Is that true, Dave? Deny or tell me what's going on here?
Can neither deny nor confirm that report. Yeah, we carried came in with the kids. It was fun. Look at this jam, Kevin.
Yeah, Isaac Johnson kind of getting his footing ready to go. He had a dunk in the quarterfinals yesterday as well. And he's a high school kid. He gets an opportunity to flush it home. He's going to do it with two hands.
40-26, 5:43 till halftime. Tanner Vogel, the 6'2" junior, will inbound the ball. There's Fink with it. Cut off. Vogel back in the corner. They won't let him get the three. So Fink and Vogel on that left side now in the middle. A couple of quick passes, and it opens it up for Tanner Vogel.
Well, if they keep doing that, they're going to continue to get open shots. Now, they got to make the shot, but they're going to be wide open through that ball movement. Playing
Wilson,
together.
More strong on the boards. Odell gets another one. Vogel to Fink. Gets rid of it before they can trap him. And then lines up Vogel again, and that one's short. Johnson, one arm and hand rebound. Never used the left hand the whole time. Some serious athleticism on that kid. And that'll be a charge on Odell Wilson.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. We'll have to take a second look at it here as Wilson just kind of lowering the shoulder. Yeah, kind of lowered that left shoulder into the chest of Isaac Fink, and Fink goes down, which many would, because Wilson's a big, strong guy, and not easy to hold your ground against him.
Here come the Tigers with the basketball, down 42-28. Fink open for three. That's off. A nice bounce pass is a lead pass. And the left-handed layup won't go. Rebound underneath by Johnson. Tries that hook. It won't go. There's Odell Wilson, and he does finish off that series of rebounds with two.
Yeah, just the second chance points off of offensive rebounds. And once again, Springfield kind of likes that right corner, Dave. That's third or fourth three they've made from there, and guys are converting.
Johnson, kind of a double spinner, draws a foul, go to the free throw line. 44-31. North out of the shoot here pretty quick, and as we mentioned, they average 82 points a game, as does Springfield. They should take that back. They both average 83 a game.
Looking at the numbers here, North averaging 15 steals per game this season. That's a lot. And obviously they turn up the heat defensively, and they force teams to play at a speed they don't want to play at, and then they get steals and convert on turnovers. So this is a big reason. Isaac Johnson has had a good high school career.
Dakai Hines comes back in, the 6'8" junior. Isaac Johnson trying to get this one to go, and he does. And Isaac has 13 in the game this afternoon. Here comes Springfield, the Tigers. As you mentioned, number 5 seed in this tournament, their 4th state tournament appearance, and there's a foul on the pass. And Mendering will not go to the free throw line. Didn't take long for either team to get the bonus here, Kevin.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I've been really impressed with Minneapolis North's defense. They're not fouling. It seemed like they could really, remember Osseo last year and the way they played, Dave? They were just like, it was all out 100 miles an hour defensively the whole game. North is not doing that. They've pulled back a little bit. They're still pressuring. And Springfield has done a nice job of handling that pressure through ball movement, making open shots. They've made some threes here in the first half. Keep this within striking distance. That's going to be really important.
Here comes North with the basketball. And the shot from that free throw line is good by Elamine.
He shoots like his dad. He's got the same looking jump shot as Khalid.
Pressure, turnover, Springfield 47-31. Isaac Johnson takes us to break here on 45 TV. State A semifinals, Target Center.
Well, let's take a look here at Isaac Johnson. That first three, Dave, he scored that about 5 seconds into this game. North got possession of the tip, got it to Johnson, and he pulled the trigger. And you just get an idea of this guy's skills. Had a great state tournament last year, and they hoisted up the trophy a year ago. State champs, and putting together another solid state tournament. Isaac Johnson, one of the better players in this state, no question about that.
With the basketball now, North had a long three off the front of the rim. Johnson, you're just talking about him, puts it up, draws a foul. He'll go back to the free throw line. All right, St. Cloud pulling for the Polars.
Nick Parker.
Isaac Johnson, 20 points in the quarterfinals, and he is well on his way to that today with the start of the first half line. This is that free throw. He's about a 77% free throw shooter from there. 13 points so far this afternoon.
I saw in the Star Tribune today, there's an article about North. Looks like there's a good chance they're going to opt up a class or two, and they have just dominated this class, obviously. So that's probably a good move, I think, if that eventually happens, Dave.
Johnson, he will slam it down for North. Timeout, Springfield, 3:23 to go, and it's a 19-point lead. North.
Now, so much of this action and this run takes place because of their defense and getting steals. Sloppy play by Springfield, which leads to something like this. And Taylor Johnson. There's another athlete who can play above the rim. Beautiful one-handed dunk. Look at him, Taylor, right there. Tyler, how about his brother? How good of an athlete was he? Playing football at the University of Minnesota.
Yes, we're doing the spring drill thing right now.
Yeah, that's right. That kid was an athlete, and he had a good freshman year playing for the Gophers as a wide receiver. He was a quarterback, I believe, in high school. I think that's right, David.
Yep.
And they moved him to wide receiver, and he's got a chance to be really good at that position.
Yeah, we'll see who his quarterback is this year. That'll be interesting now that Mitch is gone. Who ends up being the quarterback, and what kind of quarterback he is, and that sort of thing, if it's a thrower or a runner. But boy, he's a talent.
As long as they row the boat, and that boat is elite, that's all that really matters.
Boy, that's a play right there, isn't it, by Taylor Johnson? Man, oh man. Possession arrow goes back to Springfield. And out on the top, nothing for Vogel. Back over to Fink. Sees a double team. And so they'll go right back to Brendan, but his shot is too much. And here comes North. And that ball is going to be kicked. That'll go right back to the Polars here. With their section win over Prairie Seeds Academy. They scored 120 points in that game.
Lance Larson, head coach of Springfield. I think his goal here, 3 minutes to go in this first half, maybe cut this North lead down to, say, 12 points. Within striking distance. Don't let Minneapolis North get on a major run here and get this up to 25 or more here before this half ends. I think keep it close and then, see where it goes here in the second half.
Well, they're really keeping an eye on Fink, Kevin. He gets the ball, and they're not going to let him do damage to him. He did right away in the game. Here's a nice-looking jump shot, but again, contested. Johnson, ball kicked over to Marquise Holloman. Johnson right back to Elamine. And Nasir will bring it up. The guard will back it up a little bit now with 2:26 to go.
Yeah, Nasir, he's kind of got his dad's body, too. He shoots like him, his jump shot, and obviously Khalid was a terrific player.
Wilson powering his way to the basket, still won't drop, so he just positions and gets another rebound and another bucket.
It's not so easy to keep him away from the basket. I mean, you want to try to box him up, but he's so big and heavy and strong. When he leans in, you're going to back up, but he's been a big factor here for Minneapolis North in the first.
That three in the way, that short kicked way out, but boy, oh boy, the effort was made by North to get it. And they finally end up with it, and Elamine will lay it up and in. 1:45 to go, and the Polars living up to their reputation. Another steal. This is Johnson. Now he's got a 3-on-1, so there's the alley-oop, and it's perfectly placed into the hands of Taylor Johnson. There's that trap. Fink has it, looks in the middle. Gets it to his man. They kick it out. They got ahead an open look for three. Now it's just going to move a little bit. That's not going to go. Rebound hauled down by North. Johnson. Legs get caught. Turnover. Springfield. And the spin inside. And that is a foul on Elamine. And that will be his third.
Larry McKenzie giving the ref an earful as Elamine makes his way to the basket for an easy two. Isaac Johnson lobbing it up. Johnson to Johnson.
North is on a 10-0 run right now. Tanner Vogel, 5 of 6 from the line.
This is a young team, too, for Springfield. They're starting 5, junior, sophomore, senior, junior, senior. And then, like you mentioned, Dave, you got a couple freshmen coming off the bench, too. So this is a team that's I think we're going to hear more about as the next year or two when the seasons come by here, because it looks like they got a nice little run of athletes.
Boy, North gets it down in a hurry. Man, they waste no time. That's Marquise Holloman, who wears number 5, and out there with 1 is Sanford Zion. A few guys with some foul problems. Sanford's going to hold it now. Looks back at Larry McKenzie. Picked up by Tanner Vogel. Come to the other side. This is Nasir Elamine. And he'll wait for somebody to come out on him. That is Noah Bertram. That wears 13. Coming out a little bit. Clock down to 35.
They're going to stay in this zone, and plenty of openings for North to attack, but they're just going to eat this clock up and make sure they get the last shot here. And Springfield looks like they're going to let them do it for the most part.
Elamine, 19, still some seconds to hold on to it. And now timeout called by Larry McKenzie with 16.5. So North will talk it over. 56-32. Minneapolis North with the lead. Let's take a look at some of the action from Odell Wilson, Kevin.
Well, he's a big, strong guy down there, and they're not going to post him up too much, although he can do some of that. He's left-handed, but 6'6", and I don't know what he weighs. They listed his weight at 190, but he's above that. But he's a strong kid. He does a lot of feasting on the offensive glass. 16 points already, and again, having a presence like Odell is kind of nice for a team like North, because you got a lot of athletes that want to get out and run, and he's a good athlete as well. But His game is back to the basket, offensive rebounds. It's nice to have that option to go to inside to change the pace of the game with that post-up play.
We're down to 10 seconds in the hands of Elamine. Down to 6 and 5 and 4. Trying to get that shot off when they do, and that'll be shy of the mark. And that's the end of half number 1. 56-32. North with the lead. If you're anxious to see this North team play, they certainly haven't disappointed you with their talent level. Springfield, on the other hand, will have a conversation in the locker room. I'm sure Lance is not happy. We'll talk with Coach Larson right now, and here's Allie.
Coach, you know, down at half, but credit to the relentless effort that your guys are showing on the floor in the first.
Well, we came here for a reason. That was to play, and I think we're doing an okay job with that. You know, they're killing us on the boards, but it's just because of their physicality.
Their physicality, but also their size in the post makes it tough. How much do you push that perimeter game in the second?
You know, we have to get outside shots, and I think we need to take the ball to the basket. You know, and when we do that, we have to take it as far as where we can get into the player, make that referee have to make a decision. We can't be out where they can get a paw on it and block it. I mean, we got to take the ball to the basket hard.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Good luck in the second.
Thank you.
That's Coach Lance Larson. Done a great job out there. Springfield's got a state championship, too, as a matter of fact. No one can take away that they earned back in 2011. We remember watching that game here at the Target Center. Well, halftime show will continue. Chris will be with you in just a second with a special guest here on 45 TV. And then Trent Lee will join him after that with their analysis of what's happened so far here in the first half. North with the lead 56-32.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Coach Larson, Dave, can stir up to try to turn this around and get back into this ball game and make a game of it.
Halftime of Class A semifinal, Minneapolis North, Springfield. Minneapolis North up 56-32, rejoined by Leah B. Olson and Trent Tucker. Leah, your thoughts on the first half?
Well, I thought Springfield came out and gave us a really nice, solid effort in the first 10 minutes of the game. The last 5 minutes, they ran out of steam. They turned the ball over 12 times and no second chance points. That's difficult to win any game.
Trent?
Pressure defense, forcing turnovers, and when the Polars can get out and run, that's when they're at their best.
Getting a chance to see what a lot of the players on the Polar squad can do. We talked a lot in the pregame about their front man, Isaac Johnson. He came out, started with the shooting, Leah, and then took it inside and showed us what he can do at the rim.
Yeah, very versatile player, inside and out, fun to watch, gets up and down, a lot of finesse.
Here he is on the fast break. Got a chance. Show us what you got. Also, a guy I love, Odell Wilson. I've interviewed him a couple times for football and basketball, Trent. This guy, he's big, but he can move.
He has soft hands, does a very good job with his footwork to get himself in position to offensive rebound, to put the ball back in the hoop for his team. But also, this team is very quick. They're very scrappy. You know, they play the passing lanes very well, like I mentioned before. When they can get out and run, that's when they're at their best.
Odell Wilson, just a junior, so is this guy. Taylor Johnson, also just so much athleticism, gets the and one there. And here are the Polars on the run as they put up 56 first half points. Isaac Fink trying to help keep Springfield sticked around. Shot 3 of 11 in the first half, and you know, if a couple more of those fall early, Leah, we might have a different storyline.
Well, that's exactly it. I thought they got some really nice looks, in particular in the first 7 minutes of the game, wide open threes.
Just 7 points for Isaac Fink. Tanner Vogel has 10, as you see some of the statistics here, and they are brought to you by U.S. Bank, the power of possible. Trent, your thoughts?
For Minneapolis North, 54% field goal shooting and 19 second chance points is the difference.
Yeah, 19 second chance points coming on a 27-12 rebound edge. Second half coming up on 45 TV. Highlight-laden first half between Minneapolis North and Springfield. The Polars lead 56-32. As you mentioned, highlights. One of the most entertaining teams we've seen so far in our telecast state tournament, the Austin Packers, the Goth brothers. Booth and Duth. Booth number 1, Duth number 23. Leah, they absolutely put on a show yesterday.
Well, I was so impressed with their ability to play together, how much fun they were having, the finesse around the basket, the big dunks. It was amazing.
Trent, we talked about it yesterday. Brothers on the court always have that bond. When they're twins, it's almost unfair. They've got that telepathy. He's got 7 assists from Booth. I'll bet 6 of them were to Doof.
And like Leah said, it's nice to see the brothers playing so well together. Give and go basketball, old-style basketball, fun to watch.
They're going to take on De La Salle, 5-time defending champs in the 3A championship. Let's go down to Allie.
Coach, quite a balanced scoring attack and stopping defensively in that first half. What did you like?
Well, I mean, I like the way that we're sharing the ball, and, you know, guys are spreading the ball around. You know, I think I didn't necessarily like our effort on the defensive end. I thought we had some lapses where we kind of didn't find the guys, and we know who their shooters are. So we got to do a better job of that in the second half.
Coach, with about a minute left in the game, I saw Isaac Johnson walk off the court. What's the status there?
Well, he just needed to get retaped. He's fine. So kind of tweaked his ankle a little bit, and he's been playing with that, you know, the last 2 weeks, but he's fine.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck.
Well, that's interesting, Allie. Yeah, a little ankle issue there for Isaac. He came back out later, so everybody knows him coming out in the court here with his wrist wrapped up, but it's his ankle that's the issue. So we are going to start half number 2 here, and if you wanted to see North play, you get a pretty good shot of seeing what they can do in that first half. Here's what's happened over the last 10 years.
Ellsworth, I remember Cody Schilling was playing back in those years. Springfield's title in 2011. Belgrade, Bruton, El Rosa, led by Dave Montbryan.
Yep, former Jefferson Jaguar.
Jefferson Jaguar back in the 70s. Yeah, I think he's retired from coaching now. Rushford Peterson, Dave. That's a team that has had a very strong boys basketball program for a long time.
Tom Vicks.
Yeah, Tom Vicks, the coach, and they've had a run of good athletes. It's interesting how some of these smaller communities, smaller towns will have these runs of athletic families and 4 or 5 brothers that play throughout 8 years, and they have a lot of success. So Springfield, I think with their youth, Dave, they got a chance to be back here next year too.
There's Isaac hitting that bucket, start half number 2. Well, a student of Tom Vicks's, a former player of Tom Vicks's, is now the head coach at Goodhue. And so he's taken some pages out of there, defeated his old coach, I think, in the sectional championship game or somewhere along the line, and we'll see them here in just a few minutes. Tigers with the ball, and that kid is a good-looking player, Isaac Fink. He is the all-time leading scorer. He broke the mark, the old school mark there at Springfield up till this year was 1,579 points, and he went past that earlier in the season.
You know, sophomore, we talked about him in the first half, 6'3". He just seems like beyond his years somewhat with his understanding of how to play and how to set up his teammates. It's not an easy thing to do to be, you know, everybody thinks if you're 6 foot or, you know, you're a point guard, you know how to play that position really well, but that's not everybody's situation. But Isaac Fink has got a bright future, and I like what he's doing right now, and he's had a good tournament.
Isaac Johnson just got another 3. This baseliner is going to be missed, and then a jump ball called, and the possession arrow will go to Springfield in this case.
Little step back. Kind of hard to tell how far back behind the line he was, but you know, he's kind of fading away, going to his right. Dave, that shot will work in the game of horse any day.
Rebound hauled down by Taylor Johnson, and he will take it coast to coast, and it'll fall in. The North is doing everything right. I know Larry felt that the defense wasn't doing as much as he thought they might do, but I know they're not doing much wrong, I'll tell you that right now.
Look at that ball movement. That's terrific. Boy, yeah, I mean, you cannot, if you're going to make a video of the importance of ball movement offensively against a defense, Springfield just did it, and then they convert with making the 3. That was terrific team basketball right there, everybody.
Well, I don't think Coach McKenzie liked the fact that Isaac Fink was that open.
Look at, get the ball inside. That's number 1. The defense kind of collapses. The ball gets kicked out to the opposite side. And, I mean, in a matter of, what, 3-4 seconds, 4 different players touch the ball. The player on the perimeter gets it into the post. Touch pass to the opposite side once the defense kind of collapses. Then 1 extra pass after that leads to the open 3 by Fink. And he's a good shooter. I mean, they just put on a clinic right there. That a play like that and teamwork like that will work against any defense, any good defense. And boy, Springfield Did a nice job on that play right there. Led to the hoop.
Tigers in the sectional championship game to get here defeated Cedar Mountain Comfrey 89-85 in overtime. Then before that one in the semis, they had Mountain Lake, and they won that one 91-84. And they have had some close games coming into this tournament, and they've blown out a lot of people too during the course of the year. But man, just getting through the sectionals was a challenge. And they win their first game here, and now are in the semis against a red-hot North team, and that short jumper is a pretty good distance for Elamine.
Springfield, they can put points on the board. They're outscoring people. They're allowing a lot of points, but they're just basically outscoring a lot of these teams up to this point, at least the last couple weeks.
That three won't go. Rebound hauled down by the Tigers. That means Fink's open for three, and his shot is right there. Kind of died right on the back of the iron.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's what they need to do, Dave, is when you get an offensive rebound, if you have an easy two, go up and score it. If not, kick it out. There'll be somebody lining up their feet and getting ready to pull the trigger on the three. I think that's good offense there for Springfield against this North team.
How about that block right there, Kevin, by Sanford Zion?
Take a look at it right here.
Ooh, might have been more than a block. Oh, wow, look at that, man.
That's clean. That's a great block right there. Timed perfectly and got all basketball.
Hard rebound to the corner, and there's Elamine. Boy, they hustle. I'll tell you, North does not take a play off. Shovel, no-look pass. Good defense, swipes it away. Vogel will bring it up. Over to Fink. Fink sees an opening in the lane, and the no-looker over across side, and they can't hit the layup, but the follow is good by Mendering.
Tell you what, Isaac Fink can pass. This kid's he gets it at that position. He's had a behind-the-back pass in the first half. It led to a foul, but that was beautiful. And that little dump pass right there off the bounce, that was he's got a little flavor to his game. I'm digging it.
Fink against Johnson. That's a nice matchup. A long three on the way, and lines it up beautifully. Wow.
Well, his team might lose this ball game, but he's not going to go quietly.
I think we're watching two of the better players in basketball go back and forth here all of a sudden.
You're right. You're exactly right. Little zone action here again by Springfield, switching it up.
A little game within the game, Kevin.
Absolutely.
Sanders Smith out to the wing to this is Johnson, and that short runner on the rebound. Fink again. Lead pass to his teammate. Decker Scheffler, then to the corner, and the shot won't go. Rebound, Vogel. He's another nice looking ball player, and he's fouled that time by Odell Wilson.
Boy, I'll tell you that Springfield they do a nice job of moving the basketball. Hard to tell. I mean, there was some contact on the body. I mean, you kind of, when you watch that replay, you focus on the arm swinging by Wilson. I don't know if he got all ball or all arm or all hand, but I think there was a little nudge down below, and that's where the foul occurred.
That is his third foul, too. So North has three guys with 3 fouls right now in the game. 2 of them still in there, in Elamine and also in Sanders Smith. A lot of fouls in that first half. Vogel gets both of them. And 3 falls, too, for Isaac Fink, by the way, of Springfield.
That is from the next county right there. 25-footer.
All right, Eric over in Fridley watching the game here on Channel 45. 67-47. A lot of shots being put up in this one. Kevin, you mentioned some of the threes coming well outside that NBA line, which is, what, 23 feet and 9 inches? High school is, what, 19-9?
Yep.
So these guys are not hesitating to pop it from well behind to where they would have to.
College, I think college for men is, I don't know if it's women's the same, but it's a foot further than the high school. I believe it's a foot further. And also, too, you know, the NBA three-point line in the corners is a little bit closer than above the 2 breaks.
Vogel. Tanner with 14 in this game. Here comes Sanders Smith. We'll back it up a little bit now. His team up by 20 points. Taylor Johnson. North going for back-to-back championships this year, and that's Isaac Johnson, whose shot falls short. So the ball being battled by the Tigers as they try to get everything organized. They want Decker Shuffler to come back down. There he is. He gets the pass.
Dave, you know, I've been really kind of evaluating North's defense. They're pressuring and they're playing hard, no question. But I mean, they're not really denying, and I mean, there's another level of pressure that they could apply that they're intentionally not doing. It's showing pretty good discipline by North, and maybe it has to do with they don't want to get in foul trouble. Maybe that's a part of it.
Everybody touching the ball there. Odell Wilson, the fourth, comes in with a basket. He's got 18 in the game. Wide open look now for the Tigers from three. Can't go. Rebound. That's going to be over the back fall. And Decker Shuffler, rather. Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah. That's not points a game. That's the margin of victory. And I've kind of kept track of North a little bit going through the sectionals and in the end of the season a little bit. They played in the semifinals of their section, Dave, Cristo Rey Jesuit. They got a kid, Jericho Sims, going to Texas. And that guy is going to be a Longhorn, and that guy is an athlete for about 6'8", 6'9", and he's got a chance to be a really good player. But North just got off to a quick start and just took that team apart.
Jump ball possession arrow goes back to Minneapolis North. North in their sectional championship, 120 points in the victory. And you mentioned that game against Cristo Rey Jesuit. They only could get 88 in that game because the game prior to that they scored 111.
It's 88. The game must have been called at half or something.
Went into that four-corner off.
Yeah, that's North stall. Four corners.
Ball knocked out of bounds. Inbound pass attempted by Jaquan Sanders Smith. He's a 6'2" senior, and he'll try once again from the other side. There's a good look at Coach McKenzie.
That kid from Jericho Sims, Dave, I don't know if I've seen a kid with that much size and that athletic, and that includes a guy like Chris Humphreys, who's 6'9" and 200. But this kid could, I mean, his head is at the rim, and yeah, the sky is a limit for him. Now, what he turns into in college, who knows? But what he's dealing with is some rare God-given skills.
North will get it back after that with a big lead. Let's talk about something you just touched on. These kids, in this case, Jericho Sims going to Texas, but we got a lot of kids playing some big-time basketball next year.
Reavers, Davison, Theo John. I mean, you got major colleges recruiting this state. Isaac Johnson going to Western Illinois. The kid from Watertown Mayor, I heard, is pretty good, going to, I believe, Pepperdine. And I mean, people that think the state is only producing hockey players or the basketball's not that good, you are wrong, folks. And the talent that gets pumped out, we said this yesterday, is impressive basically every year.
Here's a guy going to Western Illinois. Ball won't drop for him that time. He's having a good game, though. Tweaked his ankle a little bit, got a re-wrap, came out here at halftime and scored the first points of the second half. North on a run here, 76-49. They're impressive in this 21st state tournament appearance, and of course coming off last year's championship. Actually, prior to that, they hadn't been here since 2003. Kevin, remember, there's a bit of a drop for them.
Well, then there was some talk that the school might actually close, and that was interesting. That was maybe what, 8-10 years ago, something like that. Well, the school remained open, and Larry McKenzie has done a nice job of rebuilding that basketball program. 6 state titles for Minneapolis North: 1980, 95, 96, 97, that was the Elamine years. 2003, that was Cameron Taylor, who went to Wisconsin. And then, of course, last season, 2016. So this is a powerhouse program.
Marquise Holloman at the free throw line. Misses that first one. And the 6'6" sophomore will try another one. He hit 5 in that 93-46 win against Red Lake earlier this year. Polars defeated the South Dakota Class AA 2017 tournament champ Sioux Falls O'Gorman earlier this year too. It's the second one.
I think O'Gorman has a really solid girls track team in Sioux Falls. That's what I've been told. I don't know.
It's only the second bench point of the game from North, if you can believe that. Springfield going to mishandle the ball right there. A little hard on the pass down to the corner, out of bounds, turnover. 77-49. North on a roll, and still a lot of time left in this game. And coming back in the ball game, Mitchell Berkeley again. Another one of those freshmen. We talked about Lance Larson, the product out of Southwest Minnesota State, and he's not afraid. He's got about 3 guys he likes to rotate off of the bench for the most part, and 2 of them are freshmen.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. They can be out here. These young kids these days. Look at Isaac Johnson. Wow, I mean, that's a 25-footer.
That's his 4th 3 of the game.
He's going to have success at the college level because of his size, athleticism, and his ability to do that, which is ring the bell from long distance. And yeah, you mentioned the young guys for Springfield, Dave. Very impressive as we get a second look at that. Now, he gets a lot of arc on his shot. I mean, that thing brings rain when it comes down.
Tell you what, though, he's getting a good workout from Isaac Fink. And one of the cool things that Fink does, I've noticed, Kevin, is obviously they're covering him very closely. So all he does is dish off the ball. There, Isaac goes for the steal and an easy layup. Man, he's having a strong, powerful game out here.
Well, see, this is good for a young kid like Isaac Fink to get an idea. He's going to play college basketball in a few years, and he's got that type of game. And to go up against a kid like Johnson, who is getting after it defensively, that's a learning experience for a young kid like this.
Nice move to the free throw line. Can't get the shot off. Bodies go down, but the ball back on the hands of North. And there's a wide open break. Holloman on the left hand. Nice switch by Marquise. He's got 3. And a timeout is called for by Springfield at 10:10 of this second half. Take time out here from Target Center. North looking awful good. Let's check out this afternoon's game summary brought to you by Catholic United. Life insurance, annuities, and retirement products. 15-0 run right now for North, Kevin.
Yeah, Isaac Johnson's been terrific. Odell Wilson inside has done his thing. Second chance points, that's been huge off of offensive rebounds for North. Isaac Fink, I like this kid a lot. Boy, a sophomore, point guard, getting it done. Vogel has done a nice job as well. And the assists, the ball movement, that's the thing that's really jumping out at me. Regardless of whether North is playing a zone defense like this possession right here or man-to-man, they're moving the basketball and playing well together. And I like where this program is going for Springfield. Impressive team.
Holloman with the ball. Interesting, though, Kevin, bench points. So far, North has 3 and Springfield has 1. That's going to be good by Odell Wilson, the 4th. But the bench points are not coming from either team. Only 1 bench point scored for a long time between teams. Springfield, and now 3 from Holloman to add to that list. North has gotten 21 of their points, and now add this to it, so 23 of their points off of turnovers.
Yeah, well, that's kind of how they play. You know, that's where they generate a lot of offense. And then again, you got Odell Wilson inside as an option to go to if the game slows down or a team goes into a zone, which they have here this afternoon. And he's a good player inside. He's really that one guy that can really go down there and throw his weight around and just pretty much 100% of the time get advantages just with his physical play, and he's another good option.
Isaac Fink with the basketball. Going to look at a double team there momentarily, so he kicks it out to an open team member, and nothing out there for Mendering. So back to Fink. Let's try that right side. And the drive to the hoop, the kick out for the 3. Good looking play, and it's going to result in a Tanner Vogel triple.
My college coach used to say basketball, it's a hard game, it's a tough game, but it's an easy game. And as Johnson gets fouled, taking that quick 3, but what Clem used to mean by that is keep it simple. Just simple penetrating move like Springfield just made off the dribble. Kick it out to your shooter when the defense comes in, and they've done that a number of times and had success. You know, they're doing the right thing of penetrating and finding guys who are wide open.
Isaac Fink very disappointed with that call. He's over talking to the officials saying I didn't get him, and now, but it doesn't matter. There's 3 shots coming here for Isaac Johnson.
I just heard a group of girls just yelled out Isaac in unison. That was planned.
He's got 1 more coming.
Crowd favorite.
Decker Scheffler. Now Isaac Fink now with 4 fouls. One more time now for Isaac Johnson. And he is having an outstanding game. Trying to kick it out for that three, Kevin, and North covers it up pretty quickly here.
Yeah, they did on that possession, but yet again, there's some holes in this defense, and we got some running time now the rest of the way because of the
35-point lead or more.
Yeah, the big lead here for Minneapolis North.
Picked off. Scheffler, little 2-on-1, and a charge. And Lance Larson is really upset with the call, thinking that wasn't even close. That's 2 falls in a row now that Springfield not happy with, trailing 89-52. You can watch it, make up your own mind, see what you think.
Yeah, he's moving. He's moving.
Whole crowd saw that one here.
Yeah, he was kind of sliding his feet to the right, still moving, although the ball handler needs to pull up a little bit. That was a 2-on-1 situation. If you just a little less aggressive, that collision doesn't take place, and yet you still get the layup. It's the importance of a 2-foot jump stop. That's what we work on at my summer basketball camps, Dave. 2-foot jump stops. If you do it correctly, it forces you to slow down, and that's what should have happened on that play. Then the basket would have counted.
Holloman in with the drive. The 6'6" sophomore, good-looking drive, draws a foul, doesn't get the basket to drop. Clock at 7:50 and moving here during the free throws.
Yeah, 35-point lead, under 9 minutes to go in the second half, and that's what we got here, folks.
Holloman misses the first one. He's been there. This is his 3rd time at the free throw line. He's got one of them. Marquise will try it one more time for the #1 seed in the section, Minneapolis North, and he gets that one. Timeout, 7:26 to go from Target Center. North wanting to get back in that state title game again this year. Let's check out the afternoon play of the game, brought to you by Minnesota Rusco since 1955.
Yep, Taylor Johnson off a steal. And there's a variety of players that are capable on this North roster to do that. And been a big part of this huge lead is points off turnovers in the transition game and North attacking.
Vogel, pass to the other side, can't hit the layup. The follow still won't go down for Mendering, and here comes North again. Johnson having a huge game. That one's a little bit shy, and Springfield can't hang on to the rebound, so Odell Wilson, the 4th, picks it up and puts it up in it.
Almost looked like Isaac Johnson traveled again before that basket by Wilson.
Again, nice steal by Holloman to knock it over to Wilson. Now we got a little 2-on-1 action, and the shot is up and no good, but a foul is called on the Tigers, so going to the free throw line will be Taylor Johnson. Time continues to run, though, in this basketball game. Yeah, Isaac Johnson's a good-looking player, Kevin. Western Illinois is getting a nice player with him.
Larry McKenzie's been a big reason why this program is on the comeback, and the enrollment has been going up at North. That's good. And it's so I just think, high school basketball in this state is healthier when the city schools are strong, and not just basketball. It could be any sport, but Minneapolis North being good at hoops again, and both boys and girls, that's a good thing.
Johnson and Wilson both go out of the game, and the free throw is good by Taylor Johnson. He had 18 yesterday in the opening game. He's got 18 in this one. He averages 10 a game.
There's Isaac Johnson, going to probably take a seat the rest of this ball game and watch the other semifinal and gear up for the big clash tomorrow morning, late in the morning, 11 o'clock, right, Dave?
Absolutely, 11 o'clock. Keep that in mind. A different start time for you tomorrow. Nice fake in the corner, nothing there. So back on the top. Fink is back in the ball game now for Springfield. And a nice pass inside. Beautiful block. That's all 6'8" of Dakai Hines making that play. I think Jameer Jackson's going to come in the game for North in a second.
North playing zone. I don't know if I've seen this very much throughout the years, but in a little 2-3 zone, nice block there. And when you're 6'8", you can get off the floor and have long arms. That's kind of a nice weapon to have in the middle of that zone.
Holland bounds the ball. to Zion, and then he'll kind of check everything out, look down in that corner, see if he can get it to Sanders Smith for a 3, and there it is. But it'll fall way short. Ball knocked out of bounds. That's going to go to Springfield. 94-52. North with 4 blocks in the game. And the Tigers trying to get something going here in the hands of Jordan Kuiper, just came in the game. Well, to Hunter Mathewis.
Springfield, what a good season they've had. And again, they're a young team, and they got a couple seniors playing, but they got a lot coming back. So there's a bright future here for Springfield.
That shot blocked. 5 blocks in the game, recovered by North. And they'll push it down in a hurry. That outlet pass is going to be thrown beautifully down along the baseline to Jaquan Sanders Smith. And he's got a couple more. 96-52.
We talked about North's record and the schedule that they played, which was impressive. Springfield came into this game with 29 wins themselves.
On the drive a little too much that time, but the rebound is altered on its way up toward the bucket. That was a nice drive by Jordan Kuiper, the sophomore. And a foul is called. So Curtis Tower, who's another one of those freshmen for Coach Larson, will get a chance to shoot a free throw.
Yeah, get a look at Curtis right there. And how invaluable is this when you're, a freshman and you get a chance to come to the Target Center and play against a good team like Minneapolis North and get this deep and this close to a championship, a state title, and you can taste it. Now, unfortunately, they're going to lose this ball game for them, but that's important for these young kids to experience this, because all it does is feed the desire to come back.
Let's check out this afternoon's player of the game, brought to you by Warner Stellian, Minnesota's original appliance specialist. And there he is, K-Dog.
Yeah, that's when you're a senior like Isaac Johnson, it's kind of your responsibility. 29 points, 10 boards, and his fingerprints were all over this game. I mean, whether it was defensively, his shooting threes, getting to the basket, dunking, he played terrific.
Well, a good effort down there. Look at North. They're just relentless on the rebounds, and like 4 in a row, and then a foul eventually called on the Tigers. 2.5 minutes to go in this one, and North gunning for back-to-back state titles. They're either going to play Goodhue or Northwoods Grizzlies, kind of a newer school that Chris was talking about earlier in the pregame show. Up with Cook and Orr. That free throw is up and good by Dakai Hines. Now he's in the scorebook.
That's the proper nickname for Northwoods. If you're the Northwoods Cheetahs, that doesn't sound as good, but when you're the Northwoods Grizzlies,
that's right.
That's where Grizzlies typically like to reside, in the Northwoods. I like it.
Well, we'll see what they got. Boy, they won a dramatic style yesterday, too. And some more substitution coming. Joe Peschel's going to get a chance to come into this ball game for the Tigers of Springfield, as the coaches appear to be emptying their bench. Also coming in for North will be Glenn Carter, 5'8" sophomore.
Points in the paint. I mean, enormous advantage for the Polars of Minneapolis North. And I mean, that was a big thing coming into this ball game, is teams that have a ton of good athletes like Minneapolis North. You might miss a shot or two, but offensive rebound. You miss that shot, another offensive rebound, and they just crunch you on the glass. And Odell Wilson has been terrific, but it's not just been him, although he's been the main culprit. There's other players as well getting in there, scooping in offensive rebounds and getting those second chance points and points in the paint. And that's a big reason why North has got this huge lead.
There you get a look at Glenn Carter. And 2:02 to go in the game. Tigers have it. Inbound pass from Peschel, and then another timeout. Then he will go out. And that means that we'll see Mitchell Leonard come in. The Tigers are just a powerful season. State champs back in 2011.
recognizing their seniors, and that's a classy move by Coach Larson. Take them out, let the crowd acknowledge them at Target Center. Number 33 there, Joe Peschel.
Yep. Alex Quisenberry, 6-foot senior in the ball game for him as well. So the ball being bounded by Mitchell Leonard, and there's Quisenberry for that long three on the way. Perfect.
Nice shot. That guy should have been in the game earlier with that stroke.
Rebound. Hunter Mathewis, foul on Sanders Smith. Now Mathewis, with the whole team is still standing, cheering for Quisenberry's three-pointer.
That was a 23, 24-footer. Look at that. Watch the bench here. They're loving this.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's a
exactly. Alex dialing it up.
His official talking. He's got a big smile on his face. He and the official are having a conversation too. Jameer Jackson out of the game for North. And Eli Campbell back in. So is Armand Dalton.
I've been there before, Dave. Just, you know, when you grow up with that's the soul of high school sports is, you know, winning or losing with the buddies you grew up with in your neighborhood. And just like a lot of these kids, they all grew up together, I would imagine, almost all of them or all of them. And so they get to this point and have success. It's so much fun when you get to do it with your friends that you're closest to, and you're going to be lifelong friends too.
34 seconds left, and that shot will not drop for DeCoy Hines. He's 6'7". And in the backcourt, Jordan Kuiper. And another three on the way for the Tigers with 19 seconds left. North with the ball. Eli Campbell, lead pass underneath to Sanders Smith with 11.8 seconds. And a timeout call to get everybody else in the game. So that means a good chance to see. We'll get to see a 7th grader coming in here now, Kevin.
Wow, that's
Holloman. He must have some potential if Larry's got him on the varsity in 7th grade.
Yeah, this is the 7th time this season, Dave, that Minneapolis North has hit the century mark. And they scored 105 back in right before Christmas against the Fair School out of Minneapolis. But it's been coming on lately. The end of the season, they've had most of those 100-point totals. And you get a look at the 7th grader right there, Holloman. And, yeah, it looks like it'll be interesting to watch him just the last few seconds here to see if he's got some potential.
Here comes Jordan down with the ball now with 10 seconds. Corner with 6. Underneath with 5. And then a foul was called. And that should end the game right there. Final score, 100 to 56. North moves on, and an opportunity to work on back-to-back state titles. They don't know their opponent yet. They will in just a little while here in our next game. But 100 to 56. And at halftime, it was 56 to 32. And keep in mind that North shut down a Springfield team that normally on an average night would score 83 points. So they got a pretty good offense. And North is just doing what everybody expects them to do, and that's just light it up from start to finish. But the one thing they do, Kevin, you got to admit, man, they don't give up on a play. Not a single play. They don't stand around. They're always going after the basketball.
Yeah, that's just that's what a lot of teams do. The North has got the athletes to get it done, and the effort by Springfield. Those kids played hard all game. They're going to go on to the 3rd place ball game, and they should feel proud regardless of whether they win that 3rd place or get 4th or whatever. But that's a good. This is a team to watch. Everybody, Springfield, they're coming. And Minneapolis North right now you're going to have to take them out. You got to take it from them because they're going to try to take care of business late tomorrow morning and get a chance to rest and watch this next game right here. But you got to knock them off the mountain.
Allie is courtside right now, and it looks like she's with Odell Wilson, the 4th.
Yeah, guys, the band kicked in just as we're starting here with Odell Wilson. Another dominating performance performance here in the state tournament. What has allowed you guys to have such a balanced attack on both sides of the ball?
Just the mentality, just getting ready for a championship game. So just coming out focused, prepared, and coming out with the same energy as we did before, just a little bit.
Odell, what is the very best part about this team?
Family. Everybody on this team grew up together. Even the twins came from Gary, Indiana. They are even part of the family, just came in close. So that's the best part being about this team. Not even about really the basketball part, but it's just being together and being part of this family.
You guys are going for back-to-back championships for the first time since the 90s. How confident are you guys headed into this one?
We feel pretty confident. We've been talking about this for a while, actually. But yeah, we feel really excited, too, at the same time. So confident, excited. We have a really high chance that we feel like that we're going to get tomorrow.
Odell, great game today. Go celebrate with your team.
Thank you.
Odell is echoing what Kevin Lynch said about just growing up with these kids and playing with your buddies and coming out here and thinking about winning a state championship. They'll try that again tomorrow for a second time. Right now, though, we'll take a break on 45 TV.
Will have a chance to defend the championship they won last year. They beat Springfield 100-56 in the semifinal to win their way into the Class A state championship game that we play tomorrow morning right here at Target Center at 11 a.m. Chris Long back here with you on 45 TV, rejoined by Leah B. Olson and Trent Tucker. Leah, the game, no disrespect at all to Springfield. Minneapolis North figured they would advance in this game.
Yeah, I think we all figured that. They were really outmanned out there, Springfield, but Minneapolis North brought exactly what they have, which is a lot of firepower. They get up and down so well, and they're so physically strong.
Trent?
Too much talent. They were able to exert their will in the latter part of the second half. They were able to control the boards as well. Odell Wilson, he was a man among boys down low today.
A couple guys had some terrific games today. Odell Wilson, the fourth from Minneapolis North, was an absolute force on both ends of the court. Ends up with 22 points, 12 rebounds, a bunch of blocks. Leah shot 10 of 12 as well. He's a good shooter, but he didn't have to take them from outside. A lot of inside points for Odell.
Well, he's got such a big physical presence in the paint. It's so hard to push him out of there. And once he gets his space, you're not going to stop him. He's just a great player around in the paint.
And Trent, Isaac Johnson kind of had to wait his turn. He was sort of a second option in previous years. He is the man this year, scores 29 points today.
He's a fantastic athlete. He plays the passing lanes very well. He's a guy that can finish at the basket also. But the thing I like about him most, he has become a complete basketball player throughout his years at North High School.
To that point, in addition to those 29 points, he also had 10 rebounds. Taylor Johnson will also mention, shot 7 of 11, had 19 points in the game. The statistics brought to you by U.S. Bank. The power of possible. They just owned the paint inside the rebounds, 44-25.
Yeah, you just couldn't get in there. Everything you tried to do got blocked, or they out-rebounded you. They just did. Minneapolis North did a little bit of everything very well.
Trent?
58% field goal shooting. And when you turn up the defense and you can force turnovers and get easy basket in transition, that's how you shoot 58%.
The tradition has been restored in their 21st state tournament appearance. They're going to make their second straight appearance in the state championship game. Minneapolis North won it last year. That was their 6th state championship. They're going to have a chance for number 7. Question now is, who will they play against? Will it be Goodhue again? They beat Goodhue in the championship game last year. Goodhue came right out and said it. I saw an article. Goodhue wants another shot at Minneapolis North. They're going to have to get through Northwoods to get there. Northwoods, great story from yesterday. You're going to hear the name Cade Goggle-Eye. He hit a half-court shot to get his team into the semifinals. You will see he and his Northwoods Grizzlies taking on Goodhue, the runners-up from last year in the second Class 1A semifinal. That's coming up next after a short break on 45 TV.